All right. What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who I be, the good doc, Dr. Mike TV, back again, once again, with some real shit, man. Just in case you thought it was a game out here in these Philippine streets, our beloved Philippine president has shut that shit the fuck down. All right. So if this is your first time to the channel, guys, make sure you get the likes up. Please make sure you do that. Take care of that for the good doc. Subscribe, notify. You know the rules, okay? So big shout out to my boy Derek Floyd keeping me up to date on my own damn Philippine news. I heard about this. I just didn't want to talk about it. But now that I got it, I'll just talk about it. It is what it is. All right. So apparently the president said if y'all don't want to follow the rules, y'all could die as a result. No cap. He's not playing either. So in this CBS News, I don't want to call it an interview, but post. I want to be very, very candid with this because whenever you hear about foreign publications talking about what I would like to call local news, current Philippine news, which is local for myself, you got to be able to take it with a grain of salt because you got to understand they're taking it from their perspective from the outside looking in. Okay. So that's what I want to do as a public service announcement before I read it. But basically, in quotes, it says, shoot them dead. Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte orders police and military to kill citizens who defy coronavirus lockdown. This was just posted the 2nd of April. Okay. It says in the Philippines, the 57 million residents of the country's mainland Luzon are under strict lockdown orders to prevent the spread of the COVID virus. Despite that, many in Manila slum took to the streets Wednesday to protest a lack of supplies, arguing that they had not received any food packs since the lockdown started 2 weeks ago. Now, many of you may know this, some of you may not, but they were giving out donations to local barangays and cities and stuff for the mayors and stuff to go out and buy food rations for the community. So apparently they haven't had any food rations given to them, the people who were protesting, since the people were given the money. Hypothetically, I guess that's what they're saying. All right. The local government refutes those claims and clashed with protesters, ultimately arresting 20 people who refused to return home. Now, guys, I'm telling you, this shit is serious. Later that night, Philippine President Duterte took to the airwaves with a chilling warning for his citizens: defy the lockdown orders again, and the police will shoot you dead. Now, you guys understand he's been a president that is not really one to hold back his words, okay? He's always been straight to the point. You've heard him. He does not care whether you hear him curse or not. He's a very unorthodox president, okay? I will say that. Like I said, he was the mayor of Davao for many, many years. So, hey, this is something that is nothing new to myself, okay? But as the story goes on, it says, I will not hesitate. My orders are to the police and military, as well as the village officials. If there is any trouble or occasions where there's violence and your lives are in danger, shoot them dead. Now you hear the context behind the words. This is why when you listen to foreign media outlets covering a particular story, you have to be able to understand the context. Of course, they had to grab you guys with the title, but they were basically able to elaborate in this particular section. If there is any trouble or occasions where violence may occur and they feel their lives are in danger, they have the right to shoot. Not just shoot them because they're protesting, not just shoot them because they're out. You understand? That's where the the key indicator comes in, all right? So he says, do not intimidate the government. Do not challenge the government because, of course, the people will lose. That was also what he was quoted as saying. He says this sort of order is not out of character for the controversial leader. This is what the article is saying, who was notoriously accused of presiding over EJK, extrajudicial killings of suspected drug dealers in the hands of the police for years. Nevertheless, it marks a chilling escalation in the global fight against the COVID-19. According to Johns Hopkins, the Philippines has 2,633 confirmed cases of coronavirus and 107 deaths, significantly less than some other countries of the comparable size to that of the Philippines. So far, actions taken by authoritarian governments have proven most effective in stemming stemming, the spread of the virus, asking citizens to sacrifice privacy and some of their freedoms to in exchange for public health. Okay. It talks about Poland is making quarantine citizens use a selfie app to prove they're staying inside. Wow. Singapore is using Bluetooth signals between cell phones to keep track of who people come in contact with. Interesting. Singapore never ceases to amaze me. I ain't gonna lie. It says, but the Duterte's threat may be the boldest. I will not hesitate my soldiers to shoot you. I will not hesitate to order the police to arrest and detain you. Now, if you are detained, I will leave it up to you to find food. Wow. Crazy. I'm gonna give you my thoughts at the end. On Thursday, as often happens after Duterte makes this sort of inflammatory public remarks, Filipino officials rush to insist that president was simply using hyperbole to communicate the gravity of the situation. Sounds a lot like what they do for my boy Trump, though. Think about it. Every time Trump makes a statement, there's always somebody to come back and correct it. I'm just throwing that out there, but that's interesting. It says probably the president just overemphasized on implementing the law in this time of crisis, etc., etc. I think that's the end of the article. I will post the link so that you guys can listen to it. I'm sorry, not listen to it. Actually, there's a video to this one, but I'll post it so that you guys can read it on your own. This is courtesy of CBS News. All right, now let me go ahead and give you a quick synopsis of my thoughts on the entire situation, okay? Like I said, the comments are not new. And I understand distinctly, because how things are in the Philippines and how things are in the US are completely different. And whenever you come to the Philippines, I try to explain that to people, that the way you live in the Philippines and the way that you live your life in the United States is always going to be different. All right. You're going to have to, mind your own to a certain extent. You're going to just, stick to yourself, have your fun and be done. But, when people make rules, or when people give you the, okay, this is about to go down, or this is what you need to do, they make the rules, you follow them. Period. There is no ifs, ands, or asses about it. Foreigner or not, they make the rules, you follow those rules. Okay, so imagine that they tell you stay inside. that's what they order you to do. I've seen some drastic shit that people have done to people who have not followed the rules. You can find this all online. A barangay captain, I believe, put people who were not following the rules, they put them in dog cages, like big ass dog cages. Like they're there to prove a point. Maybe that shit's inhumane in the United States. I agree 100%. I mean, damn, you put a person in a dog cage, that's fucked up. I get it. But again, everybody has their own methods of making sure you follow the rules. And sometimes you have to make an example out of some people. Granted, that is probably not the best example to use. I'm not agreeing with it 100%. But certain places take certain drastic measures to make certain examples of people. I'm sorry. But anyways, as I get back to the statements and as I get back to it, if you haven't noticed, the article did admit openly that the tactics of keeping the people on lockdown and keeping them indoors has definitely curbed the spread of the virus. So granted, you may not agree with the tactics as they stand, but you cannot deny the results. That's what I want people to understand. Whether you agree with the tactics or not, you cannot deny the results. All right? And that's just where I want to leave it. I mean, this is just something that must be done, unfortunately. Trust me, you think I like being cooped up in the house all the damn time? Nah, I don't. Thing is with me, I'm not a social person at all. Y'all, I don't know if you notice about me. I like making YouTube videos. I like doing things like that. That's fun for me. But I don't need to go out and socialize and be around people. I need to go out just enough to get some fresh air. Not that COVID virus airborne air, but the fresh air. I go out, have my fun, do my workout, whatever I need to do. Then I'm back in. I could watch Netflix with the young lady and we could keep it chill. That's kind of my lifestyle. It was my lifestyle before all this shit hit anyways, because when you're in a country for a significant amount of time, you kind of just develop a routine. Your routine doesn't always consist of you going out anyway. So if this is the way that it's been for me, it's nothing for you to tell me, okay, we need you to stay indoors. Okay, let me go get my little pass so that I'm allowed to walk out or be out and about if I need to, if that's necessary. Okay, I'll be out on my days that I'm allowed to be out. Make sure I'm back before curfew. and be done with it. I mean, it's really never been that big a deal for me. I just think that a lot of people are feeling like their liberties have been taken away from them, and I can understand that. You know, telling people what they can and cannot do and all of this stuff. I mean, granted, I get it. I'm a grown ass man. Oh, fuck, I need a curfew for. You understand? I understand the thoughts, but at the end of the day, this is the new normal for at least a little bit. Let this shit pass and we be good. Now, granted, I'm tired of talking about this shit. CV, I'm tired of talking about Rona. Rona is a bitch I can't stand. I know a girl named Rona. Shout out to her. She watches the channel every now and again. Not that Rona, but coronavirus, man. It's just fucking some people up. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, this soon shall pass. All right, that's just my words for you guys as I end this particular video or talking point. All right, thank you guys for watching. Remember the link to the video or the link to the the video and the actual post will be listed in the description area below. Also, shout out to my boy Derek Floyd for shooting me this one from the CBS News perspective. You might get it a little bit different from the local news, but if I posted it, it's mostly in Tagalog and shit, so you probably wouldn't be able to understand it anyways. That's why I didn't worry about it. But ladies and gentlemen, it has been fun. It has been real. This has been the Good Doc, Dr. Mike TV. And with that being said, the Good Doc is officially out. At least nako paalam, which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.